Recently, the Upper Cumberland became a national focus as an incredible celestial event crossed right over our region, bringing an amazing view of a rare total eclipse. Tennessee Tech offered up an invitation for all to come and experience this spectacular display. Thousands of people from around the world came to share in the fun and festivities and watch as the heavens put on a breathtaking display.
I was really kind of the instigator of the idea that we wanted a lot of people to see the eclipse, as many people as possible and in a safer way as possible. About a year before the eclipse happened, we started to think about how we could get as many people as possible involved in this. And then my colleague, Dr. Mary Kidd, kind of took on the organizing role for the event itself.
Back in May, we started having meetings, just talking to different departments about what their role may be, just to bring everyone together. And then we also started meeting with the community fairly early in the summer to talk about what they wanted out of the whole eclipse experience and just coordinating with their plans as well. So it was really a group effort talking about everything that's happening that weekend, all leading up to the big event on Monday.
During the event itself, I was really focused on running some instruments, running some telescopes, taking video of the eclipse in lots of different ways. Not even all of them looking at the eclipse itself, but looking at some of the shadows that were being seen on the ground before and after the eclipse. And then we had a regular telescope aimed at the sun just with a solar filter on, that people could come and look through and just look at what the sun looked like a bit more magnified than they see with the naked eye.
On campus, on Eclipse Day, we had a lot of vendors, local community vendors and local groups and campus groups come for the Eclipse Fest, which took place about from 10 to 12 on the day of the eclipse. And it was just a fair, a festival to celebrate science. We had demonstrations. Oak Ridge National Labs Mobile Science Fair came and had science demonstrations, had 6 30-foot trailers with science demonstrations. And we had the physics department talking about the physics of what was going on, and biology brought over some animals and plants, as well as the Appalachian Center for Craft coming to do some artistic representations of the day and letting community members make their own memento of the eclipse. And all that led up to our viewing party that took place at Tucker Stadium. The drum line played us into the stadium, and we had about 8,000 people inside the stadium watching the eclipse together, and then additional 2,000 elsewhere on campus, just spread out over campus.
The interesting things really started about 15 minutes before the eclipse, when the light level started to get noticeably lower and shadows started to take on a very sharp nature rather than the more fuzzy nature that they normally have. And then as the totality approached, one of the things we did see, we had a video camera set up for this, we saw the shadow bands a few seconds before the eclipse and again a few seconds afterwards. During the eclipse itself, or rather a few seconds before the eclipse, we took the filters, the special solar filters, off of our telescopes, and we were able to see the diamond ring effect and Bailey's beads. And then during the eclipse itself, our big telescope was taking some nice pictures of solar flares. And then again, right after totality, we didn't put the filters back on straight away, so we saw the diamond ring and Bailey's beads again, then we put the filters back on.
We were involved with the Citizen Kate experiment, which was the Continental America Telescopic Eclipse Experiment, and we had 68 sites along the path of totality. Tennessee Tech was one of those sites. So basically we had identical telescopes at each one of those sites along the path, and we all took data during totality. And we had all but 5 sites get wonderful data that day, and that data is being processed and will be out and available to see soon. So basically we were able to get almost 90 minutes of totality looking at the solar corona during totality.
To be honest, all reason went away when I was watching it. I've told a couple of people this before, you know, as a scientist, I understood what was happening. I knew it was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen. But when it actually happened, something, I don't know, primeval, primitive got awakened in me that was just astounded that the sun can go away in the middle of the day for a couple of minutes. And, you know, one of our telescopes stopped working during the eclipse. I'm really not that worried about it. I got to see the eclipse, and that was the main thing.
It was amazing. I mean, without words, it's hard to describe to anyone who hasn't seen it, like how eerie it was for the sun to completely change its character, right? To go from this thing you can't look at, that you can't even bear to bring your eyes to be this sort of ghostly image of itself that you just can't stop looking at. And it was just great. I can't stop thinking about it even a month later. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, there's another one coming up in 2024 that's not that far away. It's only about 250 miles to the path of totality from here. And it's actually, we already know, it's April the 8th, 2024. I'm going. There's no doubt about that. It's just, that's a certainty.
I'm definitely going to the 2024 eclipse and any other eclipse that I just happen to be on the same continent as. I'll be there.
Thank you to everybody that came along. It was an amazing experience, and it was great that we got to share it with so many people as well. That was really amazing. All the hooping and hollering and cheering and everything just made it all much better.